Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Empyrion Multiplayer. I'm still here on Planet Nex. I know I promised I was going to go finish that raid on the abandoned mine the other day, but, well, I just went and cleaned it up because it was literally, I just had to blow the core and then take everything apart, which is what I did. I then took the hover tank out and attacked one of these little POIs out here, this Rados oxygen depot, and was yet again reminded as to why I seriously hate auto turrets and hover tanks. Let me switch views here, find out why my lights are off. As you can see, it is severely damaged up. It is missing an artillery turret. All of the front harvesters were smashed off of it. You know, that sort of thing. Here's what happens. I'm coming up to the POI. I turn on the attack cannons, the two artillery turrets, and they completely ignored the exterior turrets on the outside of the POI and started attacking things on the inside of the POI. The little tiny, not a threat to anyone mounted turrets. So while these cannons have this beautiful long cyclic rate of reloading for about 3.5 seconds, if you make the mistake of clicking into one, you can't escape out of it until after it has completely reloaded. So you can't jump into one, fire the cannon at an actual target. You know, you have to let the whole thing cycle and cycle and cycle, and therefore you are slowly getting blown to pieces by the POI things that you have now exposed, because the other turret is shooting things inside. Yeah. It's not a big deal with the smaller turrets, you know, these little plasma turrets or laser turrets and these little minigun turrets. These things are pretty much useless as it stands, but I mean, at least they shoot stuff that's attacking me. So I need to rebuild the entire front quarter of this hover vessel and replace a few things. You'll notice that I did strap on a couple extra engines, thrusters to it on the sides here that are not painted. Quite honestly, the gravity on this planet makes it so that 3 of the new large turbine thrusters plus 4 of the other thrusters is not sufficient to actually move around on the planet. Not now, Hopi. The tank can't climb a simple hill, so added 2 more of those larger turbine thrusters and it will almost climb a hill. I'm almost at the point where I have to consider adding a bunch more thrusters just to actually maneuver around on the planet. So yeah, my continuing dislike for the hover vessel is continuing to grow. They have purposes, they are usable, but limited in their uses. So I'm going to spend a bit of time here. I'm going to throw this thing back together, and yeah, we'll go out and do some more driving around on the planet, getting stuck in some more potholes, hooked in a few more hills. But I'm thinking what I might do is bring the SV, my starter SV, into the shop here and actually maybe consider actually fixing up the SV to a point where I can actually utilize it on the map here, because I need something that's got some firepower, some range, the ability to fly, maneuver, and get around and whatnot. Of course, like I said on the description of the UFO, it's a nice portable base, but the undercarriage hangar doors are too small to be utilized as an actual carrier of any kind. These little doors over here are good for personal access, but they are completely worthless size-wise for getting any kind of an SV or hover vessel into the saucer at all. I can sort of squeeze... Where did you go? Oh, there it is. I can sort of squeeze this little thing in there. But I mean, it's not exactly large. This is more of a starter hover vessel that you would build to basically, or a small vessel that you would build to basically fly around on the planet. It's not exactly meant for heavy combat of any sort. Oh, I'm hot. Right. I've got F6 turned off, which means I'm not seeing the temperature effects. You're feeling hot. Yeah, no kidding. I'm hungry too. I'm probably going to starve to death. Hot and hungry. Yeah, there we go. One of the drawbacks of this planet is you can't actually do anything on it. You're constantly fighting the hunger issue and the temperature issues. I love the added challenge of the atmospheric effects. Come on, jump. Oh, are you kidding me? However, the fact that your jetpack takes longer to recharge than ever, and yeah, that's annoying. Another annoyance that I have, and I don't think I mentioned this on a previous episode here, capital vessels, you cannot grow crops. If you try to grow crops, they die. I have beautiful dead plants all over the place now. Can't grow crops. Let's feed this guy before he dies of starvation. There we go. Shut up, quit your whining. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to start by fixing... learn how to walking. I'm going to start by fixing that hover vessel back up again, get it functional. Like I said, it does have some purpose on a planet, but with this game now, I'm finding that you have to literally task-specific vessels a lot more. You're no longer able to just build anything you want and have it actually function. You have to actually build very task-specific vehicles. A scavenger tank, for example, on this planet needs to be able to move fast and have a lot of lift, and needs to be very small and nimble so that it can get around through some of these nasty valleys and crevices. This one functions okay. It's not beautiful by any stretch. It is okay, and just okay. Things to keep in mind if you're playing on this kind of a planet with this kind of gravity. Anyhow, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to fix this thing up, and then we'll be back and we'll look at fixing up the small vessel so we can actually do some more POI raids. So don't go away, kids. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've taken the time. I've built a little elevated work platform so I can build on this ship. I've moved the bungalow in here and parked it up on top. I was going to get started on working on it. I've built most of the components I need. However, I'm running into a serious food issue. Normally, I don't like to really worry about the food on this game, but I've been getting very irritated with it. You're constantly. It's like the eating mechanic is doubled or tripled, and I realize that a big part of it is the armor that I'm wearing, which has a food factor on here someplace. Food factor of 2.07. So the armor is literally part of the reason I am constantly hungry. So to alleviate that, rather than work on this right now, I am going to build myself an actual farm. I'm actually want to build is a farm that produces emergency rations. I want to see if I can actually do it. I don't know if I have all of the seeds for it, all the stuffs for it, because I need plastic, I think I need tomatoes, I need a bunch of other things. So that's going to be my objective today is to see if I can actually get a functional farm. So I'm going to start by, pressing the right button here, taking the scavenger truck and going down here to where this farm is. I'm going to pop the core out of the farm. I'm going to pop a new core in. I'm going to strip all of the components out of this farm, including the grow plots and all the other crap that I have. Basically, I'm going to tear it completely apart. I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to take a section of land and I'm going to build a farm facility on the planet. Mainly because I can't grow crops on that capital ship. I've planted them, they take forever to grow. As soon as they start to pop up, they die. So I'm not sure what's up with that, and I'm tired of playing with it. So I'm going to put this project on hold. I might do this on the next episode. The rumor is that in the next day or so we will have the new server up and running. The version 6 server will start, and we will be starting to actually play on it while we wait for version 6 to fully drop. That being said, I still have a lot of work to do to start setting up the mercenary faction, which I would like to get functional before the server drops. Now, unfortunately, I promised Wolf that I wouldn't release the recruitment video that I've been working on for the last 3 days until after he's done his movie, because of the some of the video footage is stuff from the movie recording. So it's going to make it very difficult for me to do that as well. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to go tear apart that farm, and I'll be back after the farm's torn down and I have started working on building my farm, my grow plots here. So don't go away, kids. We'll be back yet again in a sec. Okay, kids, we have disassembled the farm. Most of the contents are in my inventory, which should keep us going for a while. 90 grow plots is more grow plots than I'll ever need. 6 grow lights, not a big deal. I have more. I can always make more. However, once again, I have encountered the problem I've been having with a lot of POIs on this planet. When you land a hover vessel on them, you have a problem moving. As you can see, I'm sitting at 3 hover height. I'll lower it back down. I'm not changing altitude whatsoever. I bring it back up again. I hit forward thrust. Now I should be able to move, and I'm getting the occasional flicker of 0.01. I actually have to literally wiggle my way out. I have no steering control, no altitude control, no nothing. had this happen on another POI on this planet where literally I could not unstick from the planet. It took me about 3 minutes of this to unstick from the POI. And yeah, I am doing everything I can to get this to function. Now I'm going to try logging real quick and see if that helps. So I'll be right back after I relog and see if that frees this thing up. So don't go away, kids. Okay, we have just relogged the game again, and we're going to switch view here and scroll back. For some reason my view doesn't stay locked where I had it before. I don't know why, but as you can see, I am still having no change to the flight characteristics of the vehicle. It is completely glitched into what remained of the POI. Now it does occasionally, like with the point 1 that flickers on periodically, it does actually move slightly. If you look carefully at the terrain, you will see that it is actually moving just slightly. So yeah, the more they try to fix things on this game, I mean, they're saying they're going to be release ready within the week. I don't see it happening unless they actually get some of these major glaring issues repaired. This is, this is insane. I'm running at full thrust and I am unable to even move. So if I get unstuck from the planet, I will go and build myself that farm and hopefully be ready to start working on building a replacement small vessel. I'm going to say thanks all for watching, kids. I'll see you on the next episode because this is Inverted Cow stuck to the planet. So, good night for now.